Hey guys, day 3 of the mini Stunter 125 build. Where we left off on day 2 was we had built these triple trees. Fabrication is pretty much done on these. I've got to weld them up, but I'm not going to do that until the frame's finished. And what we're going to do today is we're going to build the backbones, go from the rear wheel up to the steering stem. I'm going to have two sides. I have the left side I have to do, and then the right side I have to do. I did the measurements, going across here to here, and then from the axle up. I'm going to cut them a little bit long since it's my first time using my tubing bender. I know the bends take up a few more inches of the tubing. Anyway, a little bit long, so it'll be about 5 feet, which works out really well because the lengths of tubing that I purchased are 10 feet long. So anyway, I'm going to cut those in half, put them in the bender, and hope it all works out. So here we go. Okay, according to Cheater Bar, what I've done here is I've taken a foot. I should have taken a foot and a half, but took a foot and a foot of tubing and measured off every inch. You can see the lines, and then I bent it at roughly a 90-degree angle. Again, I cut it too short, so I couldn't go the full 90. It's about, I don't know, 85 degrees. But with measuring with this, it looks like I need to start the bend at 19 inches from my axle height to get this bend to come across to be level. So, hope it works, because if not, I gotta go buy more metal. Degree wheel's at 0 degrees. You guys are at an angle here, so it looks like it's not, but it's dead on at 0 degrees. We're all tightened up. I've got it marked where the tube needs to start, right at the die there. This is 19 inches from that spot to the end of the tubing. Here we go. Okay, we've reached the stroke limit there. So what we have to do now is release the tension. Pull this pin out. Go again. That's 90 degrees. I have to go past it approximately 5 degrees for the to account for the spring back. There's 90. Let's see where it springs back to. Excuse me, 95. A little bit more. Alright, I'm excited. I didn't mess up the first bend. You can see, got a 90-degree bend here. Looking at it, lining up. It's going to sit right about there. Sorry, my arm's in the way. sit right about there. That's how it should be. Now for the second bend. Second bend I'm going to make on this tube. The backbones are going to run parallel right here to each other, and then they're going to angle in approximately here at 30 degrees. That'll go from this pivot, or excuse me, the bend right here will go straight into the steering stem. That's how I'm going to attach all of this. So what I did is I've gotten this all as square as I can get it by myself without really nice fancy measuring tools. Kind of eyeballed it, got it all centered up where I want it, and taking some measurements. I'm going to start the bend right here. It's 14 inches from the end of the tube. Like I said, at a 30-degree angle. That should put me right in at the steering stem, and then I can kind of shorten and lengthen this piece right here to get this exactly where I need it. A couple things I wanted to mention on this bend. I've already got it mounted in. You guys kind of saw me doing that earlier. But this tube, since I'm going to be making an offset bend on this, I have to make sure that this tube, the down tube right here, is perfectly perpendicular to the ground. So I've got it measured, my little angle finder here. It's right at 90 degrees. We should be nice and square. I'll double check it again before we go, but anyway. Before I snug it all down, I just want to make sure that this is perpendicular to the ground. That way my bend doesn't end up going in a different direction than what I need it. Alright guys, I got the first, which is the right side backbone done here. As you can see, we got the right angle right here, which goes down to the wheel. And following up, we have this angle, which comes into the steering stem. Basically, it kind of mocks up like this. Kind of get the idea of how that bend works. Hopefully the camera kind of shows you guys, but anyway, that's what it's going to look like. I just got to build the other side, and then we can start tacking it all together. So with the tubes bent here, I'm getting ready. I want to start attaching these backbone pieces to the steering stem and then back on the axle holder. Basically, I just need to get an idea how long I need to cut this. So what I've done is I made sure that the steering stem is perfectly square, perpendicular to the ground. And then also I made sure that the rake or the angle of it is where I want it. So with those, knowing those, I'm going to go ahead and hold these pipes up, or the tubes up with the backbone. And I'm going to make a line, or a mark right here. You know, go ahead and just cut them. Hopefully it works out. Do that on both of them. Fish mouth them, then we're going to attach them to the steering stem. Alright, both tubes are cut. Both are cut to length. They're identical. Where we're going to go from here is I'm going to start getting these backbones tacked into place. I'm going to start by putting a slot here in the rear of the down tube. And what that's going to do is that's going to slide onto the axle holder. And then I'm going to tack those in place. And that's going to give me a starting point to get, or actually it's just going to hold the tube for me really. So I can start working on getting the angles cut out of the front of this tube to get welded onto the steering stem. Done the mock fitting on the bike. It's all looking good. I've got the tubing mounted in the vise square. I have got this plate square this way. And put a tack and make sure it's square this way. good. Check it this way. All right. Looks good. Gonna weld it. Alright, welds are not pretty on this one. It's having some issues with the feeding on my MIG welder. Anyway, got it resolved. Basically, you can see that I welded all the way around, all the joints and everything. And on the open tube, I went ahead and capped the end off. I'm going to grind this all down, make it look better. I had to go back and re-weld over the crappy welds that happened at first with my feed issues. But anyway, going to clean it up, and then we're going to do it on the second one. Took some grinding, but it's looking a lot better, so let's make the next one. Axle holders are on. Go ahead and mount it up. Well, I guess that gives us a rough idea, kind of what it's going to look like.